Hello, world. It's a beautiful day outside. But did you know black and brown people worldwide are redefining their relationships to the land by gardening and farming? And Black Gardener Talk is dedicated to sharing those voices to inspire all people of color and maybe even some that don't look like us to grow by any means necessary. But sometimes we just need our own safe space to talk. Good morning, I'm Kamani Anku, and this is Black Gardener Talk. All right, the Webby nominated Black Garden Talk, and my guest today is G.T. Dillinger. Let me get him in the room so we can get this thing popping. Good morning, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Go tell a friend, share this out. Um, yeah, let me find GT real quick so we can get this thing going. I like to be right on time and get it popping. Grand Rising, that's right. Red Fire Wizard. I'm waiting for GT to jump in. I hope everybody is out there planting, growing some food already. It's springtime. It's a beautiful day here in DC. Um, I'm outside. I was outside earlier putting some snow peas down. Um, yeah, let me find him again. Hopefully he got it. GT, I'm waiting for you, brother man. Um, but yeah, what's on everybody's mind today? Um, I'm just here waiting for him to connect with me. Um, I just joined. Um, yeah, a lot of people not on yet, but GT send me an invite. It said you was unable to join me. Send me an invite, and then I can bring you in. Okay, I can try it again. This is gonna be a great show. Thank you for sticking with us. Um, hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you. What's going on with you, brother, man?
My man, what's poppin', brother?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Oh man, living life, making
Okay.
moves, making it do what it do.
I'm excited to have you on today.
I'm happy to be on. So it's
Yeah.
my first, I guess, yeah, live interview.
Yeah, sometimes
So,
it's a little awkward sometimes to get on and make sure it works out. A lot of times people haven't done it, so yeah, that's what's up.
yeah, yeah, everybody have a
Yeah.
good time though.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you got a lot going on. I mean,
Man,
you is doing the damn thing, and I really appreciate that. That you out there growing food for the community as well as you and your family. That's what's up.
got to.
But tell me about your first experience with a garden. Did you have a garden when you was growing up, or your first memories? What are your first memories of gardening, or did it just
My
start it?
first, my first memories was not too long ago.
Oh, okay,
I said,
tell us.
2 years ago, May 4th, 2020. I never forget that day. That was the first day I bought my tomato plant,
Okay, that's what's up.
and pretty much from there it took off. It was some things that led up to why I started or wanted or had an idea of growing some type of food.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but what it turned into was nothing that I expected. But
Okay.
hey, we here, and I'm in love.
Okay. And what did you didn't expect? You didn't expect to fall in love with it.
Yeah, like I knew nothing about gardening at
Okay.
all, nothing about growing anything. I looking a little smudge, I don't know. Am I glowing? I don't know what this is. But it's I never thought that I make it this far with starting with just one tomato plant, and
Okay.
now I'm growing crazy.
You're going crazy now.
You
So
feel me?
from the one tomato plant to like growing food for your whole entire family and starting a community garden. How did that happen? Who taught you? Did you go on YouTube? Did you get some advice for some people? Did you take any classes? How did that transpire?
Uh, it was COVID. That's what I'm gonna blame COVID. I'm gonna blame the pandemic.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do. Because
Okay.
when that happened, I ended up having to take some time from work. Well, my job pretty much shut down temporarily, so I
Mm.
had to leave work, and that left me at the house. Was bored out my mind, and I just I wanted to get outside. So my initial plan, I ran through all type of stuff. I was gonna do a basketball court, a fire pit area, a patio. I wanted to do a lot in the backyard.
Okay.
And as I started to prepare, uh initially what I thought was gonna be my patio area, uh, I just I don't know, cause coming into it, I have been plant based for about a year,
Okay.
um before even thinking about
Growing up.
growing anything, yeah. But it was just the fact that, I was sitting and thinking about, like, I eat nothing but plants technically. So if I could grow my own,
Mm-hmm.
then you
You
feel
be on.
me? Man, initially I was still gonna build my little patio, but I also was gonna do some container gardens.
Okay.
Now that's when I did a little research on, what I needed to get started. And to find out it wasn't really much, I got me a little 5 gallon bucket, some potting soil, and some well, at the time I wanted to get seeds, but it was my mama that told me, I don't know, it might be a little too late to start some tomato seeds. And
Okay.
yeah, so I was like, okay, okay. But what I did, I ended up at Lowe's or Home Depot, I don't know which one it was.
One of them.
And man, and I never one to go into the garden section. So it was nothing that, when I went there, it was for something else. It was, something for the house pretty much. But what I discovered with all these plants they got and all these types of vegetables they got,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up leaving with a couple tomato plants, a couple pepper plants, some cilantro, and I told myself I was gonna make like my own salsa, homemade salsa.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what started off, and all of those was in containers. So I started off with like 4 or 5 containers, uh, and as I kept going to the store, I ended up, I found the seed section. Like, dang, they got all these seeds.
See.
So yeah, I copped some seeds, and I start growing some seeds, and this is like when I incorporated my daughter into it,
Okay.
as far as the growing. And our first seeds, I think they were kale seeds, and they grew pretty fast. And yeah, they was like blown away by,
Excited.
yeah, yeah. So me at the same time, I'm like, it
What
ain't
just
nothing.
happening?
Yeah, I ain't never, experienced nothing like this. So I'm a
Okay.
little kid with them, but it it just, man, it just pretty much a snowball effect. And I think my daughter adapted to it. She grabbed to her to me. And I think that's what kept me pushing, because like, she's a natural with all that for
Okay.
some reason.
Y'all, real quick, y'all need to go to his page, follow him, and watch his daughter. I mean, she's in the garden like almost as
Man,
much as he is in the garden, and she's picking and she's eating
she
and
the
she makes
truth,
salads and she's doing all kinds of great things. It's like a joy to see her in the garden doing that with you.
man.
What was your
For
first
sure.
mistake? So you went to Home Depot or Lowe's and got some starter plants, you got some seeds, but like, was there any mistakes you made along the way when you first started?
When I first started,
Hmm.
mistakes. That's the crazy part. Everything went so smoothly for me.
Okay.
I I like the only trouble I really had was this. It was my first it was a hornworm that was on my
Okay.
tomato plant. and it was already huge. I don't know how I missed the stage to where it got to that, that size, but it was a couple of them on my plant, and uh, pretty much overnight they ate like half my plant,
Okay.
and yeah, that's
They'll
when
do
I was
that.
like, I don't, man, I don't know if I'm about this life. I
Yeah, no.
don't know. I had to, I had to pluck them off, and it was so many of them. I don't know. Yeah, I got the visuals in my head. But
Man, I know you can have a beautiful plant one day and then you bragging about it. I
man,
used to brag about it, be like, look at my kale, look at my kale. I'm gonna get you something. Then the next day I come outside and like, no kale. I'm here to give nobody.
that's how it be. That's how it be. Cause I seen the damage before I seen the worm.
Worms.
So I'm thinking I was doing something wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, and they be I don't know what
Hiding.
they be doing. They be blending in, yeah. As big
Yeah,
as
they
they
be
are, they
hiding out.
be stuck against the stem. Like, what did you do? I see you. But I mean, honestly, I didn't see him at first.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
they be
man. I think
hiding
I
behind
think
the
the
leaves
pest.
and
mm,
and
They know what
camouflaging.
they know what they doing. They know what they doing.
And it's
But
it's it's
mm,
funny how they find this stuff. Like, because when I first started gardening, I was like, I didn't think anything about the bugs, but I was like, okay, I've set this place up, and then all of a sudden they
hmm
just find a place. I want to know where they just come from. They just come from out of nowhere most of the time.
it's crazy. It is
Yeah,
crazy.
real crazy.
That's probably my yeah. As far as yeah troubles and my problems, it was yeah the hornworms and then the aphids after
Oh,
a
they
while.
incredible.
Uh,
They just crazy.
man, it don't make no sense.
Won't
I
make no sense.
but yeah, that Nemo is the truth. That's when I
Oh
came
yeah, the
across that
Nemo.
Nemo.
Yeah, when I had my
Mm.
first plum tree produced maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, people was talking about aphids. I was like, I don't have no aphids on my stuff.
What aphids?
What
We
aphids?
don't
What are
do
you
that
talking
over
about?
here.
And then I went out to the plum tree, and it was aphids everywhere. I ran to the big box store, got me some Nemo, and I was all up in the tree. I was like, I'm saving this fruit.
No games, no
Yeah.
games. That's
But
what's up.
I end up last year. I end up getting ladybugs, um, because I had some
hmm
aphids on some artichokes, and
hmm
them ladybugs came and those ladybugs ate that stuff up.
Yeah, they be going ham on them. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
sat and yeah, just watched them. Just yeah, like it's yeah, man, gardening is something else, man. It ain't just gardening. I don't know, man. It's so much more to it.
it's supposed
It's a
so much more.
beautiful thing.
That's what's up. From your mistakes of not knowing about the bugs to your first successful harvest, what was that like? How did you feel about it? I know your daughter probably went
Oh,
crazy, but how did you feel?
oh man. My first successful harvest was that tomato plant. And I
Okay.
was ready. I was ready to no, I mean I let it sit and I restrained myself long enough, but it was one time I had pretty much went out there and like touched it and it like just like fell into my hand.
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, oh yeah,
It's ready.
it wanted it, you feel me? It
Yeah.
harvested itself. So man, and I've never been the type to, go to the store, get tomatoes and just eat tomatoes itself. And I take a bite of this tomato, it changed the game for me.
Change the
It
game.
changed the game for me. Man.
And it's incredible. And I tell people, because I'm a garden coach, and I tell people, I was like, whatever you grow, the first thing you eat is going to be incredible. It's almost like you smoking crack or something. Like that hit,
Man, discovering
that
it for the
first
first
hit.
time. I gotta go back. I gotta go back
I
and get
gotta
another
go
one.
back and I gotta grow more and more because it's an incredible feeling to grow your own food and then taste it. It's so fresh. It's so like I'm not even a big tomato fan, but when I had my first tomato, I I went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
hmm hmm
So yeah, it's like a high. It's like it's an incredible feeling, and I want more and more of us black and brown people to grow their own food. I mean,
It's
and
needed.
even people that don't look like us, I want them to grow too, but
hmm
especially us. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure, for sure.
So,
Specifically.
like you said, you just recently started gardening about 2 years ago, so you was a new gardener
Hmm.
at the time. What advice would you give a gardener that's starting out now or want to start out now?
Do that shit. Just do it. Man, cause I don't know. If you thinking about doing it, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I
Didn't do it,
wasn't,
right?
yeah, it was nothing that was ever in my mind until it was, and then when it was, I just went for it, and man, just do it. Just jump in there. That's it, man. Go get you some seeds, get some soil, however you want to start. Get you a bucket, whatever. It's simple.
Bucket, laundry basket.
Man, man, whatever it takes. Like it's easier than you think, and just the whole process of being able to experience all that, and then at the end have a harvest. It's man, listen,
It's
I could talk
incredible.
all day, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So from there, I noticed that you started documenting everything. What made you want to start documenting your process?
Um, because man, the unexpected, I guess, feeling that came along with it. I didn't think it'd turn into a passion. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like I say, I turned my hobby into a full time habit, and that's like literally what I did. And I feel like if I could show people from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, like how this was nothing that was like I didn't experience this growing up. Like I ain't know nothing about this really. I
Okay.
I know about going to the grocery store and most of the time, honestly, I was skipping the produce section for the most part. I get fruit here and there, but it was grown food was just it wasn't even in my mind. So when I jumped in it and how the fact that I was almost a natural at it, like I felt like people had to see this, and then like the love I was getting just from growing and people that that was in the same position as me that never even thought about doing nothing like this is open to even trying it. And yeah, I got homies that even with my plant-based eating vegetables, like I got them on, no, wanting to even try things like that, wanting to
Okay.
to grow some veggies, wanting to eat more veggies. And I feel like if I could affect the ones around me, if I could send that message somehow out to the world, then I'm doing my job.
That's
So
what's
yeah,
up,
that's
yo. And I mean, now he has like you got a nice little camera going on. I saw the camera in the background.
yeah, I
He
got
got the
yeah.
phone.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
got a nice camera, and the
that's
footage is
that
looking good, y'all. I
man,
got to go to
man.
his page. You got to go to his YouTube channel.
Check my
The
YouTube out.
YouTube channel is nice. I mean, there's not a lot of
Hmm.
stuff up there yet, but I'm sure you will be put more stuff up there. But
Man,
that
yeah.
camera is out of the world, y'all.
Hmm. I got loads. I actually got loads of content that I do need to be dropping, but that's the thing. I'm a one man show, and that it has its pros and its cons. It's
Okay,
yeah. So I
I
do the
feel you.
shooting, the editing, and just the whole nine. I never been the one in front of the camera. So this part is kind of new to me. So that's why um yeah, adding that and then having me being in full control of my own content and then having so much other things going on. It just
Oh yeah, I definitely
but
agree. I mean, my
mm-hmm,
background is in television and radio and film,
mm-hmm,
and I
mm-hmm,
never thought to be in front of the camera, and I'm going through this too. To be in front of the camera, it's kind of at first I was scared, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm good enough. I didn't feel like I was good enough, and now
mm-hmm,
I'm nominated for like a Webby Awards, which is like the
mm-hmm.
equivalent to like a Grammy and an Oscar and
Talk
a
to
Tony. I
him.
was like, what's up with that? That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm still trying
Congrats
to.
on that as well. That's
Yeah,
dope.
thank you. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all good. I'm a one man show. I got a lot of content too. It's funny while we talking before we came on, I was editing something with my MacBook right here, to try to get it out. You know what I'm saying? But that's incredible.
Same here, same here. I was up
So
all night
growing
editing
food from
equipment.
your family, now you want to help the community grow. How did that happen? The good, what is the
Ah,
good vibes,
yeah. Good
um,
vibes food for us.
food
Yeah,
forest? How did that
yeah.
come about?
That was man, that along with everything else, it kind of just fell into place with with the route I was going, I guess. Let's see. I it was always when I started gardening and I started, and we started eating the food from the garden, I would
Hmm.
uh I would like have extra veggies to where I could, give some out. And it got to the point where I started thinking like maybe I could, start my own garden on like a public lot and like
Hmm.
provide some vegetables. And the residence I used to live at with my partner at the time, there was a empty lot 2 houses down from there, and I was inquiring about that lot to try to transform that one to growing some food. Uh, but the bank kind of gave me the runaround on that, and then
Okay.
another opportunity arose when I explained the same situation to a family friend. Now he happened to have a half an acre lot that he wasn't doing nothing on, and it was just
That's what.
sitting there. And like I said, things just fell into place, and next thing you know, yeah, we worked something out where yeah, I was able to lease it um for some years, and yeah, it's Good Vibes Food for us. That's gonna be the first location, and as
Okay.
of March 2022, it's an official nonprofit. So yeah, we just getting the ball rolling really on a lot of things, but
That's what's up. That's big
it's
time right
going up.
there. I mean, that
It's
congrats
going
on
up.
that. I mean, you
Word up,
you you
word up.
sending me congratulations. I want to send you some congratulations because that's big
I
time right
appreciate
there.
it, brother.
A half an
Yes,
acre.
sir.
I have a half acre in my backyard, so I know you could grow a
Mm,
lot of food back there. Are you
mm-hmm,
thinking
mm-hmm.
about renting that space out to folks, or are you just going to grow it and then you're going to distribute the food? How are you managing it?
I'm gonna do both because it is enough. I'm a there's plots that I'm gonna rent out. Really raised beds. They're gonna be, yeah, 4x4 that I'll rent out. Um, but outside of that, the rest of the garden is gonna be for providing to different programs, different families, and really being like a just a safe place for people to pull up and just, yeah, chill,
Okay.
unwind, and at the same time a place where the youth could pull up and teach, and we could teach them all about this thing we call gardening.
Mm-hmm.
But 'cause we don't get that. We don't get that. And because I know, like I said, I ain't know nothing about it. So
And
if,
tell the people where you from, because this is an interesting part of the country you're in that I'm not
uh
familiar with.
well, I reside in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, right, the state right above Texas. Uh but I'm
Okay.
originally from I was born in Connecticut, and that's where a
Okay.
lot of my family reside. But I've lived in different places. My mom was in the military, so we moved around a lot. But
Same here.
I,
My dad was in the military.
oh yeah, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I
I was even born in another country and then came and traveled different places here. So yeah, yeah, that's
oh, where
what's
you
up.
was born?
In Ethiopia.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, folks, he's doing big things in Oklahoma. Um, and that's incredible. I didn't even know black people was in Oklahoma, to be honest.
me either. Me either. Yeah, it's We out here though. We
They there, y'all.
yeah, we out here.
And they
We out
growing
here.
food. And they
Man, we
growing
about to
food.
change the game. I'm telling you.
Yes. How
Telling
has
you.
gardening changed your life since you started?
Oh man. It, it's become my life. I
Oh, okay.
man, I don't know. Cause I'm 33 years old. I'll be 34 in like 3 weeks. But
Oh,
I feel like I really find my passion or my purpose as far as like I've done a lot of things that I enjoy doing, but
mm-hmm.
as far as something that gives back as much as gardening does, like I don't know. I feel like I found my lane, and how naturally it came to me is, man, like I said, it's become my life. So it's, yeah. Everything that I've done leading up to me gardening, I'm surround those talents to gardening pretty much. Like I've been doing photography, videography, all that since like I was like 14. So that's one thing that, that's why I'm able to convert that to with the gardening and the YouTube. On top of that, I do music, and I'm about to convert that into to gardening. It's just my cooking is gonna come from, everything's gonna be associated with the gardening, and
Oh, yeah. I
so
feel
yeah,
that I
it's
used to do music. Like I said, my background is in television and radio and film, and now it's
mm,
the gardening. That's my life too. That's my passion. I mean, I found it in a different kind of way where I almost wanted to kill myself, so to speak, for some various reasons. Um, but I found gardening as a savior, and music was always there. So I've been in the music industry. I was a recording artist, so now it's time to combine all of them together, and that's why I call it gardening beats. And people was like, well, you should
yeah,
have a separate um Instagram channel for your music, and this all, like, no, it's all gonna be on one, because I ain't got time
mm,
to
mm,
do 3 or 4 Instagram accounts and TikTok accounts and all that good stuff. So
mm,
yeah, I feel you on that. I think bring it all to your page. Don't try to separate it out.
exactly,
You might want to do
exactly,
a good vibes page, but maybe just keep everything in one
yeah.
location. So because you are one man band. I mean, I'm
As
starting to get
far
some
as yeah,
work with me,
mm,
but it's still hard. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, mhm.
Now, is there one place in your garden that you like to go to? Is it a certain place in your garden that you like to go and just chill out and just like take in?
Um, a specific place.
Yeah, it could
Uh,
be a
n-
specific place.
nah, I can't. I was about to say I can't even name no specific place, but I will say that I go off unless I got like a chair or something set up in the garden or something, and that's a natural chill spot. I'll go there.
Hmm.
But for the most part, if it's sunny, I'll go where the shade is at. Or if it's too sunny. But I go with the flow, man. I don't know if I can just walk around, fill one spot and just sit right there. You
Okay.
know,
I
I'll
mean, I'll
put
take that
sunflower
as a
next to
good
me.
answer. That's a good answer. I mean, some
You
people
feel
said
me?
they like to sit underneath the tree and different things like that. Um, I have one of those egg chairs. I like to sit up in the egg chair and just
Yeah,
chill out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the backyard. Or get in
Mm-hmm,
the swimming
mm-hmm,
pool. I have a swimming pool in my garden now. So yeah, I like to just get in that swimming pool. Last year the
mm-hmm.
pumpkins almost ruined it because the pumpkin vines grew into the swimming pool, which was crazy. And that was a
Man,
pumpkin I didn't plan on. It was when I threw out from Halloween, and it just kind of like grew. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Which is,
nature for you.
yeah, it was incredible. Where you buy your seeds from?
My seeds,
Where you get your seeds from? Do you buy them online? Do you just stick to the big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, or you shopping online for black owned seeds or rare seeds? Where do you find your seeds from?
I've actually haven't ordered any seeds online or anything. A lot of seeds, yeah, they've come from the stores, the big box stores, and we got quite a few in this area to where, yeah, I've been to almost any spot that sells seeds
Hmm.
and copped a few. And it's, yeah, now I got enough to where I need to plant these seeds before I keep loading up. And on top of that, I've been having people donating seeds as well, and yes, yeah.
Do you do any seed saving from like the vegetables that you grow? Do you save any of those seeds?
Yeah, yeah, I have because yeah, that was another thing I learned on the go is when they start bolting and flowering
Hmm.
and getting all crispy and turning into seeds. And yeah, I've saved quite a few seeds, kale seeds. What's the name? I had a big ass cilantro plant that came out of nowhere. I had last year, and uh, and yeah, when it turned into coriander at the end, yeah, I had so much of that. But
Okay, that's
but
what's up.
yeah, I that's gonna be a part of my operation. As far as yeah, harvesting seeds and all that. But yeah, I've done it. So many seeds, you really ain't got no choice but to do something with them.
Do something with them.
Hmm.
How do you decide what you're going to grow? Is it based off your needs, your family needs, the community needs? How do you decide what you're going to grow? Or you
Um,
just throw everything in the ground and then letting it grow and let the people choose and let you choose what you want? Is it a way you think about that?
I don't really have a method for it. But I do. Um, I pray because starting off, I was just whatever seeds I could get of whatever. I'm like, oh, I could grow this. I would try it. But for the most part, everything I've grown, and I mean, there's things I've like never had before growing it, like Swiss chard.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew Swiss chard existed until I started growing it.
Okay.
Which is
And what
I
made you
that
grow the Swiss chard? Did you just walk into Home Depot and you saw a live plant or you saw the seeds? What made you want to do
nah
Swiss chard?
yeah, I saw the seeds. I saw the seeds.
Oh,
I just know they look like beet tops and like lettuce at the same time. So I was intrigued. They was colorful. I wanted to
okay.
see what they would do, but like yeah, they're delicious.
Okay. So you love
I
Swiss
like
chard. I love Swiss chard
man.
too. Some people don't like it. They always say, "Oh, it tastes like dirt," but I really love Swiss chard, especially
What?
like steam it and
Where
stir
they getting
fry it.
their Swiss chard from? They the produce section. That's
I
what
don't
it is.
know. I don't know where they get it from. I like to put mine in there. I'm a grits eater, so I like to saute mine and put them over grits.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got to try that.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, and saute it up with some onions, like a stir fry, some peppers, and
Yeah.
then put it over some grits. I'm telling you,
Oh,
you'll fall in love
saute
with it.
master. That's
Yeah,
what I'll do.
that's what's up. Any
Mm,
other plants that you have fell in love that you never thought you would be growing and eat?
um, let's see.
Mine was an
Hmm.
eggplant, so I was not a big fan of eggplant. Maybe,
Ooh, eggplant.
yeah, maybe because the way I was prepared the first time I ever had it, which was kind of
Hmm.
disgusting. So I was like turned off by it. But then I decided to do it again, and then I started reading up on how to do it, and now I can make a mad um, eggplant
Stir
meatball
fry.
or eggplant meatloaf. Cause I'm 95% plant based. I'm not all the way there yet, but yeah,
Hmm.
I want to grow more
You said
food. So
95?
yeah, 95. The other 5% is fish and a
Okay,
little bit of
okay,
chicken,
okay. Like, how you come up
but
with
no
that?
red
How
meat.
does that work?
I haven't had pork in like probably since I was born, probably. I'm in my late 40s, so yeah, it's been a long, long time. Yeah,
Come on, how old are you, brother?
late 40s. I'm almost pushing the 50,
What?
y'all.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh
and
wow,
I
wow.
owe it to
Hey,
that 95%.
man, I was about to say, boy, you glowing, boy.
Yeah,
Boy.
so
Oh, that's
that
what's up.
95%. But
That's what's up.
definitely well, eggplant. So that was one that I was like, I'm not gonna eat that no more, and that's like one of my favorites now. That's incredible. Any
Yeah.
other plants like that you experience that's like your top five?
I'll probably have to say eggplant. I trying to think. I'm a
How
big
you like to
kale fan.
prepare? How do you like to
Uh,
prepare it?
told you I'm a saute master. I'm sauteing them things. Stir fry is probably that's when I first cooked with a eggplant that I grew, and man, best stir fry I ever had. But I don't that's I know I'm gonna saute it somehow.
Okay, cool.
I haven't baked it or fried it or anything. But for the ones that I have had that I've grown, I sauteed them and told them things up.
Okay. And see, that's the other part of gardening that most people don't know about is okay, oh, I'm ready to garden. I got this stuff in the ground, it's growing, but what do I do with it? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's one
Mhm.
of the things I want to be able to do on my platforms this year is to show people what they can do with it, like stir frying an eggplant, or someone said puree the eggplant, or making that eggplant meatball, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or taking even
Yeah.
what I did recently was I fried some leeks. You know what I'm saying? I put some
Mm.
batter on and I put it in the air fryer and I had like crispy fried leeks. You
Just
know,
gotta be
I never
creative,
thought
man.
about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And I
it.
just be
You
trying to
just
do all
surprise
kinds of crazy
yourself.
things. I'll do
Mhm.
anything and like the Swiss chard. Now I love Swiss chard. I never thought about putting it over with some grits, but one day I was like, I want some grits this morning, and I got some Swiss chard I need to chop up and do something with it. And I just kind of like did it, and then I put it over the grits, and I was like, oh my god, this changed my life. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
think that's one of the things that we got to teach our folks too is really how to get back to cooking. You know, instead of going to Chipotle, we can make our own Chipotle.
Yeah.
You know,
Man. And so
and we
much
don't even
better.
if you don't want to use rice, you can use cauliflower and make some cauliflower rice. I made cauliflower onion rings last week, or cauliflower rings. You know,
See,
there's a lot of different things you could do out there.
you a whole chef, yo.
Yeah. Has there been a trick or a tip that you have learned along the ways that you can share with the people out there that might be just starting out? Is there any tricks or tips that you can give us?
Any tricks or tips?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, I can't say I have any tricks or tips. At least not yet. But I would say compost,
You do
compost,
have some
compost.
tricks and tips. You built those pallets for your garden. Come on, talk
Oh,
about it.
well, yeah.
That's a
You
tip.
get creative with things. I did. Uh, that's because my last job
Mm-hmm.
that I had at the time they had ended up moving, but they had a warehouse full of pallets, and I just
Okay.
asked them on the last day, like, "Hey, what y'all doing with those? Can I have those?" And I took the pallets, and at first they were just piled up at the garden, and I'm trying to figure out. I knew I was gonna do a compost bin, but
Mm-hmm.
I trying to figure out what I was gonna do with the other ones, like 50 of them. So I wanted to I wanted to start gardening, uh, and I was like, I didn't just want, my stuff to be in the open, and I already know rabbits and all type of other things be, running wild over there. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to build a barrier. Yeah, I was brainstorming with a homie of mine, and we picked them up to see how tall they were standing. If we were to put them together as a fence, we was like, this could work. And wham bam. That was so yeah.
how did you bind them together to make that fence? What did you use string? You use some zip ties? You nailed it together? How did you make it stand
Yeah,
up?
I pretty much used planks to nail, and I nailed them to two. I would nail them to two different ones. I'll nail them together, and then I had separate posts that I drove into the ground. Um, I got some free wood from Home Depot. That man, there's so much stuff I be discovering that I would have never discovered without
Oh yeah,
gardening.
I work part
But
time at Home Depot. I gotta go today. I don't want to go today, but I gotta go today. But yeah, they
so
always got free
you know
wood.
them free like them free posts that they be having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I took those and I drove them into the ground and yeah, I stood the pallet up and then I drilled it into the pallets and they stood and stayed and yeah, we ended up having an event where I invited the community to come out and paint it and
Okay.
yeah.
And how did
hmm
that go? Talk about that. How did you get them to come out?
Um, it was
Because you a one man band, so how did you do it?
you feel me?
Did you send
So
emails? Did you pass out flyers?
I didn't pass out the flyers, but I created one and I put it on Facebook. I because initially because we wanted to paint the fence, but we knew it was gonna be a lot of work because it was just me and my homie at the time, and so why don't we just make it an event and just have people come out and you know paint the fence for us in a way, and at the same
Mm-hmm.
time introduce them to what we got going on at Good Vibes. But
Mm-hmm.
so that idea turned into like yeah, pretty much let's make it happen, and the concept behind it was um uh the college football teams OSU and OU. And initially, I wasn't too much with it because I'm not necessarily from Oklahoma, but I
Okay.
understand it would have made sense since we in Oklahoma. And
Mm-hmm.
then what confirmed it later on that night is I found out the day that we planned on painting it that those two teams are actually playing.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so that pretty much told me like, yeah, we got to do it like that. So I made a flyer with half OU, half OSU. Come out, paint, bring your own brush. BYOB, and
That's what's up.
and whoever came, and then the news actually picked it up and reached out to me to see if they could pull up. I was yeah, sure,
That's
and
what's up.
I was able to get the word out even more about what we got going on, and we
That's
got the
what's up.
fence painted.
You can get that blue check on your Instagram soon by that news coverage. Get verified. You be verified on the.
Ooh, I'm official.
You
I'm a
know. It's not too many gardeners verified, so you can use that and flip it and get verified. That would be what's up. You
put
know,
me on game, man. You gotta put me on game, man. See
I'll
how
put you on game. I'll work with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
my man.
I'll work
'Cause,
on.
I ain't new
Um,
to the social media. I'm new to
yeah.
put myself out
Well,
there.
I
That's
mean,
what it
once you
is.
get verified, that means like you definitely legit. It might not like
Official.
increase your followings or whatever, but that just makes sure that you legit, and then nobody can steal
Ooh,
your your
yeah,
your
yeah,
intellectual properties because that's
yeah.
what it's becoming. You know what I'm saying? GT Gender is a brand. Good Vibes Food Forest is a brand now, and you gotta own it, and you don't want nobody to steal it. It's like there's a lot of crazy people on the internet trying to spam you. Oh, I'm a Bitcoin manager. Come on, sign up. And then you sign up. Then some people will sign
All of
up.
that.
Yeah, somebody sign up, and then now they done got your brand, and you can't do nothing about it. But when you get
hmm
verified, can't nobody take it, even if they try to take it. You know what I'm saying? So
hmm
that's up. Um, is there a plant that was hard for you to grow that you was like, I'm not gonna plant that no more? What was the hardest plant you ever tried to grow?
Um, let's see. Probably see, but I've had success and I've had failures with this plant. But
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say the squash,
Okay.
because like I've had a zucchini plant that produced a lot. No, matter of fact, what it is. Now, I know you work at a big box store and all that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of transplants that I get from those stores, I don't know, they be stunting on me. I don't know. I've had pretty much like almost all success with the ones I've grown from seed,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like broccoli, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
a few squash plants that uh that ain't wanna work for me. Well, it's actually a couple cabbages too, but all of these plants that I'm talking about were started off as transplants. Um, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
the
wouldn't
I
say.
know. Well, with the zucchini or the squash, a lot of times they don't like to be transplanted. Like if you just direct sow them,
Mm,
they work better. I remember
mm-hmm.
having some
Yeah.
that was transplant, and I didn't get anything, and they was like huge. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get
Yeah.
anything. But then one year when I just threw some seeds down, they just came up everywhere, and it was too many at that point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
I
I think
feel you.
sometimes it has to do with that. Broccoli, it only works well here in Maryland, like towards the fall. So fall through the winter, it works, but in the summertime,
Mm-hmm.
it don't work at all. It's like don't
Yeah.
even try it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So.
another thing I had to figure out with the what to grow, when to grow it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of failures I've had was um, you know, because of that, because yeah, I would get a seed or a plant and just assume right now is the time to
Yeah.
just so I could grow it, and yeah, it wouldn't always work out like that.
And the big box stores fool you too because I know, like just working at Home Depot, they put out all the seeds and everything around like January, February, something like that. Like they'll put the garlic out, they'll put the onions out, they'll put the grapes, they put everything out, right? And people go and buy it, and then they try to plant it. Like for instance, garlic. When I
Yeah.
started off with garlic, I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna grow my own garlic. So I would get it around this time, put it in the ground by September sometime. There was no garlic. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the hell? I spent all this
Mhm.
money on these garlic
Mhm.
plants and there's nothing. But then I started looking on YouTube and different places. And people was like, it takes like 9 months to grow garlic. And I was like, it's best to plant it in the fall.
Yeah,
So
in the
last year
fall.
was the
Yeah.
first time I did it and I planted it in the fall around October. And then around July, I had this massive amounts of garlic and I was psyched. I was running down the street telling everybody,
I
about
got
it, you
garlic.
know, braiding it. I was braiding it up and I was had it hanging all over the place. My neighbors was like, "Did you grow that?" I was like, "Yeah, I grew it." I was psyched, but I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have some massive elephant garlic, and the bulb is about this big now. And I was like, I don't know if that can hold on until July. Might be big as me.
Oh
But
man.
how often do you fertilize? Do you use fertilized stuff in your yard, or you come up with your own concoction? How do you do that? How do you manage that?
Um, let's see. Fertilizer. I use a lot of, I guess, soil amendments
Okay.
initially. But for fish emulsion is probably
That stuff is some good stuff, but whew, some funky stuff.
I know, yeah, I'm like smelling it as I'm talking about it.
That's why I did like this, like ooh.
Yeah, that that I haven't really too much. I use the blood meal, the bone meal, the
Okay.
earthworm
Worm casings.
castings. Yeah, all that good stuff. For the soil amendment.
Okay.
Um, but like during the growing process, not really much outside of the fish emulsion, if
With the
anything.
fish. a good trick that I learned was like if you want to make your leaves really really green, you mix it with a lot of water and you spray it on there at nighttime so it won't burn. And then when you wake up, your leaves are like really really green. I do that with an avocado plant. People's like, how do your avocado plants stay so green? And it's
You
that
said with the
fish.
fish emulsion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
So if you want to make some really great videos, you go and spray your plants down with that fish stuff at nighttime, and then wake
Say
up and
less.
look at it be really, really green, and then let it pop
I'm
on
on it.
camera.
I'm
You know what
on
I'm saying? One
it.
of the things that I use here too, that's almost like fish, is I we have turtles here. We had two turtles,
Mm-hmm.
and them bad boys are some funky. They as funky as that fish emoji. And I pour it under the cherry tree when I clean them. We pour the water
Mm-hmm.
into the cherry tree, and man, there's so many cherries be on there. And I think it's from that turtle water, that funky turtle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the fish is fish guts and poop and all of that stuff mixed together.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which sounds disgusting, but
Yeah.
it definitely works.
Plants love it. The plants love it.
Yeah.
That's
How
what it's
often do
about.
you water your plants? I don't know what the weather like in Oklahoma. What's the weather like over there? I don't even know about the
I
bombing. That's all I know.
nah. I man, Oklahoma weather is, I don't know. It's one of a kind. Let
Okay.
me tell you this. Right now it's you see I got a hoodie on. It's about 55 degrees outside
Okay.
with wind with the wind blowing as well. So it's like 50 51. But
Okay.
yesterday it was like 92 degrees.
Okay.
So
Wow. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. I can't even call it, man. I just this year is different. It's real different this year. I'm not gonna lie. But last year, yeah, everything is pretty much smooth. You know, the spring with the spring, you have, your cold spring days sometimes, but it this is, I don't know, it's something different this year. But
Yeah, it's crazy here too in Maryland. Like it's 60 degrees, but it's windy today, and so it is a
mm,
little chilly. And then they said next week it'll get down cold, which was like 75 the other day. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And then talking
mm,
about it's going to go down to 40 degrees, 43 degrees. So it's like, oh no, oh no, you
yeah,
know.
we be having
And so,
35-degree nights and 85-degree days
yeah.
with
So sometimes we got to run out and cover everything, which is
yeah,
crazy.
man, like once the like the late spring or like even mid spring to into the summer into the fall, that's really the best time. And what was your question? The watering. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
really, I was doing it almost like every day.
Okay.
Um, because I would be out in the garden every day. Now my initial garden that I don't reside there anymore. Uh, but when I was watering, that's I was out there daily. Just yeah, I wouldn't overwater. I would just give them enough water, and if I knew it was gonna be like a hot ass day or something, I'd give them a little extra water. But for the most part, yeah, it was just a little every day, and sometimes I give them a little extra if I'm about to go out of town or whatever, and come back and just hope nature was did its thing. But
Hmm.
for the most part, that was really the only thing I was doing was, if anything, the watering. And then with the tomatoes and things that need a little help, standing up or whatever, I was doing that. Plucking suckers off, spraying off
Okay.
bugs, plucking off the little cabbage worms. I was feeding them to my birds last. I call them my birds, but I
Oh
was
yeah.
feeding them to birds last year. Uh, but
That's what's up. The birds got to eat too.
you feel
You
me?
know what
It's
I'm
a circle of life. It's,
saying? Yeah.
it's only right.
And then you have those ones. I'll be watching your videos. The ones that come. That's like those like your buddies, your homies too, that come and visit you.
Man, listen. Yeah, man, listen, I be connecting with these animals. I
That's what's up.
don't. It's yeah, it's something different. It's a specific bird at the at Good Vibes that be there with me every time I'm there.
Oh
And
wow.
he be yeah he even got he the closest he probably got was probably a couple feet to me
Okay.
before I think I like reached for my phone to try to get a pic of it, but
Take a
yeah, he
picture.
took off. Yeah, but yeah, anytime I'm out there, pull up, run around the little the rows and all that. Like you would think that was my bird, like no lie. So
That's
yeah,
what's up.
it
That's
it is
what's
my
up.
bird.
Yeah, it is your bird.
You feel me?
Do you have any bets out there? So recently I started putting fruit trees. I got about 20 fruit trees in my backyard now. And as soon
Damn,
as
you
I
said
start putting,
20?
yeah, it's like these
Yeah.
bats start coming. So initially when I first saw 'em, my ass ran in the house. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. These
Rightfully
bats
so.
ain't gonna get me. But then I started like going into like clubhouse rooms online and hearing people talk about bats, and they were like they are really good for your
That bat
yard.
poop.
Yeah,
Ooh.
bat poop, and they eat up all the mosquitoes. And I noticed like the last 3 years, like
Oh.
there's no mosquitoes like in my backyard, even though I have two ponds in the backyard, and it's like it's incredible. I always tell people you can come to my house and come to my backyard. You could be butt naked and you're not gonna get bitten up because there's no
Yeah.
mosquitoes. And I think it's because those bets. And
What?
I recently saw the bets the other day. I was like, oh, they back. So I just bought a bet house that I'm attached to a big old tree
So
to
yeah, I
try
need
to
y'all to
keep
stay
them.
around.
Yeah, so they can stay around. So I'm assuming you
Oh,
don't have no bets down there.
nah, that's not. No, I think I've seen some. Not, as far as in the garden, no. But like
Okay.
I've been on like the highways and things where like the underpass will have like bats, but nah. Where can I get some bats? You said they
I don't.
mosquitoes?
They just like they just seem like they came out of nowhere, and then like it's crazy here in Maryland. Next weekend they have a bet appreciation day. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just learning about this. I'm
Yo,
just
you
learning
done
about
got
this,
opened up to
and
the
I have
bat
the bets in
world.
the yard, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? How that just happened. But yeah, I got about 20 fruit trees in my yard. I trim them back so they won't grow too big. But yeah. And it's incredible to wake
Mm.
up in the morning to go and get a fresh peach or plum or an
Oh
apricot
yeah,
or a persimmon. And even pomegranates. I have pomegranates now, which I
yeah.
didn't know you could grow in Maryland.
You got all them tropical plants up there. You in DC,
So
you
yeah,
know?
lots of pineapples. The pineapples are in the house right now, but probably after next week I'll probably take them back outside. But I've grown
Yeah.
about five that produce fruit, and I got about 12 now in the basement.
Man,
Yeah,
I know them things juicy.
it's really really
That's
good.
one man. But what it
It's
take like
like
two
the best.
years?
Like you said, when we talked about that tomato, eating that first tomato, that's how that fresh pineapple was like incredible. Even though here in Maryland, they stay pretty small, I guess, because we don't have that much summer time to grow
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
tropical weather like, but they are still good. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah, I need to
Okay.
get on that pineapple. I
Yeah, get
just
on
know it
that
take a
pineapple. Every
while.
time you buy a pineapple from the store or farmer's market, just take that
Cut the
and
top
root
off
it.
it.
Yeah, it's going to take
But that's
about 2 years to give you one. And you can trick it into fruiting by taking it and putting some rotten apples over it and then and closing it with a trash bag and letting that stay for about 2, 3 weeks, and that'll make this gas that will make your fruit faster. So yeah,
how you
try.
know
This lady, I'll be on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook that much, but this lady was watching me because I always talk about pineapples, and so she's like, "Come to my house. I'm gonna give you a pineapple plant. I'll know you take care of it. You don't have to pay for it." And she's used to live in Hawaii, so she had all
that?
these pineapple plants from Hawaii, and then she's like, to get it to fruit fast, you just take some rotten apples, chop it up, and put it in there, and then cover it up, and then you'll get a pineapple. And I followed her directions, and it worked. I was surprised.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. I'm
But it
on it.
was crazy to when I lift that trash bag off, you can smell like the gases like from the apple.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's almost like fermenting. If you ever fermented it's something, it's like that. And it was really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
strong.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
that one produced, once it produced, it's kind of die off, but then little babies pop up underneath. And then I just take those babies and transplant them. But I have a dedicated room with some grow lights in my basement that I bring them in. Um,
For the pineapples.
for the pineapples and the orange tree and the lemon tree, I put those in that room. Yeah.
And you keep everything else outside, or
Yeah, everything else is outside. The
oh,
peach
okay.
trees, the plum trees, the apricots, the nectarines. I got it all. Blueberry.
Dang.
Yeah, the nectarines. I just got
Yeah.
that tree last year and it produced. I'm not sure if it's gonna produce this year because it got really cold and the blooms got knocked off. I
Mm,
gotta go check it. But my last and final
dang.
question, because it's up to an hour. What is the future
Oh,
of
okay.
gardening for GT Dillinger and Good Vibes Food Forest? What is the future like? What's going on?
What's the future like?
Mm-hmm. It look like is it bright?
Oh, it's extra bright. It's too bright. Like
Okay.
it's blinding. That's what it is. I
Uh,
got as far as GT, I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep going with this growing and I'm gonna be continue to drop more and more content. I'm about to stop hoarding all the content that I do have and eventually put that out. And as far as good vibes, it's it's all the way up. And yeah, we trying to right now we starting with this one location. I have a, second location that was donated, but I want to make sure everything goes smoothly with this first one, and then we move on to the second one, and then after that we move on to the third, to the fourth, to the next city, to the next state, and we just keep going.
I
And
like that you said in the next state, in the next state. That's
you
what's
feel
up.
me? You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, the future is blind, especially for good vibes. And I'm trying to put a spin on this gardening thing to where the kids is gravitating towards it, and I'm not having to necessarily pull them my way or into the garden. They wanting to be there,
Oh yeah,
and
and I think
that's
if you can change them, you can probably change the attitudes of the parents. Because I teach gardening at my school where I work at. We have a nice garden, and
mm-hmm,
I just remember we used to have before we had a garden. We would have this food truck would come, and it was people that didn't look like us, and the parents was
mm-hmm,
like, "We don't want that stuff because we don't know where it come from because they don't look like us." You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? So
mm-hmm,
they wouldn't eat. They wouldn't take that stuff home. So I made a nice compost section now because I would have like 10 and 15 bags of fresh food and I would go and just compost. I couldn't eat it. My family couldn't eat it all up.
yeah,
So I decided one day to take some carrots and make them into hot flaming carrots, like hot flaming Cheetos. And then I took them back to school and I fed the kids the hot flaming carrots.
mm-hmm.
And then they told their parents, they was like, he made flaming hot carrots. And then they came up there and they was like, what are these hot flaming carrots? And I was like, well, I got those
Mm-hmm,
carrots from
mm-hmm.
the place you said you didn't want to eat the carrots. And they was like, well, can we buy these
Yeah,
carrots from the store?
uh-huh.
Can we buy carrots from the store? Because we still not trusting them too much, but
Oh,
and
they
make the
wild.
same hot flaming carrots. And I was like,
But
yeah. And
they trust
now
in the stores though.
yeah. So now I think it's very important for people to see people like me and you doing it and
For
then
sure.
reaching out to those kids. And that's very important to me. That was the whole reason why I wanted to do Black Garden Talk because I wanted to be for us. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And the
man,
people that don't look like us join in and they can pull something away from it. It's all good. But I
for
wanted
sure.
to be like that face because like I said, we can teach those kids and
Mm-hmm.
those kids can probably change the attitudes of the parents and then we get those parents to start growing and then the kids are growing and then it's
Man, it's just
business.
gonna be a
And then we
domino
gotta
effect. The
realize this
kids
is a
don't grow up
business.
and teach their kids. It's man.
Yeah, it's a business. I actually was on a symposium for black farmers and
Mm-hmm.
none of the guests showed up. So I had to carry the whole symposium, and I was like freaked out because I was like, I only prepared for what I wanted to talk about or what I knew, but I ended up just telling one of my friends was like, just tell your stories. You got so many
Mm-hmm.
great stories like the hot carrot, flaming hot carrots. And he's like, just tell your stories. And so I just told the stories, and them people fell in love with me.
I'm
But
about to
we
say,
about how this, and it was a college, and the college is like really like amping up their gardening and farming programs, and they're having degrees and everything in those areas,
mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
was truly mind blowing. So not only can we grow our own food, but we can make a business out of it. And I like that you're trying to move from city to city or state to state
Man,
to good vibes food for us. And eventually it could be a grocery store, a whole plant based grocery store. It's
it's
endless.
coming. It's coming.
It's endless. It's limitless. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And I
yes,
feel
yes.
it, and I feel like I feel your energy. You know what I'm saying from that too.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, and I think more brothers need to get into gardening. When I
Mm-hmm.
first started
Mm-hmm.
gardening, people was like, "Why you gardening? That's like a girl thing." Well, our
Yeah,
ancestor gardening, we was the main ones out there doing it.
yeah,
The women was the ones that was
yeah.
fixing the food and cleaning everything. They
Mm.
was out there a little bit too, but we was out there
Yeah, it's
more
about
than them.
balance, you know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it came so
So
naturally to me.
I think we need to see more black faces out there and keep pushing. And I congratulate you on everything you're doing. And I want you to win. You know what I'm saying? It's just not about
Appreciate it.
me, but I want you to
Likewise,
win.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. As a whole, we all need it. It's
yeah. And
man.
when you win, I win, and every other person
You
wins.
feel me? It's a whole domino effect. And
Yeah, a whole nother fact.
mm-hmm,
I am for a Webby. I'm not really pressed about winning that Webby,
mm-hmm.
but if I win that Webby, that's like a win for all black farmers, all black
Facts,
gardeners, all
facts.
plant lovers. And some people don't see it that way. I had a friend yesterday. It's like, I'm not voting for you, but can you sell me some sea moss? It's like, what? I
Come
don't have no
on,
sea moss right
come
now.
on. You already told me you don't support
you
me. You just
Look, and I made a video this morning of making some orange sea moss, and I want to post it and make sure I tag them in it.
Moss is still going. It's
Yeah.
about to go.
But yeah, they told me they didn't want to vote for me because they feel like they're gonna get spammed from the website that they vote from. So I was like, okay, you don't gotta vote for me. That's good.
It
You know.
is. They
Yeah,
still
but
know.
I'm gonna
They
let you
still
get
know
out of
your
here
worth.
because it's a whole hour past now. I really appreciate you coming on and talking with us. Um, and then when I say us, that's us, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just
For
me,
sure.
but us. I hope some
That's
folks
what
took
it's
some stuff
about.
away from this. Um, like I said, I congratulate you on everything. I'm gonna be following your journey. Make sure you posting that content. Making sure, especially when you use that content, make sure you tap into those trending sounds that you hear all the time. Like right now, I think it's "Guy" that's trending right now. I like that song. Like you just put that on a
Okay.
tomato plant, you'll probably get thousands and thousands of views and go
See,
viral.
yeah, see,
You know.
yeah.
So
We gonna wink, man.
yeah, definitely use those
Yeah,
trends. That's what I started learning. So first I was just like, I like this song, so I'm just gonna play this song because this is my
yeah.
favorite
I go with
song.
what I know.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, oh, okay, nobody really watched that,
Yeah, this
but
ain't
that was
working.
cool.
Okay.
But that was my favorite song. So I did a test this week, and I did the guy's song. I was gonna dance at first, but then I was like, no, don't just dance. Just put it under a video. You know what I'm saying? Just put it on a gardening video, and that video got like almost 6,000 views here on Instagram, but it got 60,000 views on TikTok, and it was just because I used that sound. You know what I'm saying? And then that sound triggered. I got 300 followers this week, and I'm not sure if that's from the Webby Awards or if it was because of that trending
A
sound.
combination
You
of
know what I'm
both.
saying?
Either
And
way.
so it's probably a combination of both, but I was blown away. So the last 3 or 4 videos I did, I was like, okay, I'm gonna still test it and see if it really works. And they all been trending sounds, and it was like those videos been blowing up. I was like, okay, that's the key. You know.
So
Now
yes, so
I
yes.
do want to play some of the songs that I like just because I like, but I'm gonna mix it up. But just like when you
Yeah,
create the content and start pushing out, tend to use some of those trending sounds so that
got
press
it.
newspaper reporter can come to Good Vibes Food Forest,
You feel me?
reporters and everything come to you. All right, so I'm gonna let you get out of here. I feel like
All right.
I'm rambling now,
Oh, you
but
good, brother? Hey, we can talk for hours, man. I
yeah,
understand. But
but
hey, appreciate you having me, brother. Before you let me
yes, I
go,
appreciate you
appreciate
coming
you.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, y'all vote for my man for this Webby Award.
yeah,
If you
go vote for.
haven't voted already, what is it? Last weekend? It's the last weekend.
It's the last day is Thursday, but this weekend is like the last weekend. But it's
All right,
funny
but
you talk about it real quick. I'm up against an organization, like a massive organization that like got a mailing list of probably like 50,000 people, where I'm just like pushing it one man band. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
It'll be great to win off a one man band show opposed to an organization that got 50,000 followers and mailing list. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? My mailing list probably got like 30.
it's all good. And you right there. You right there though. So
Yeah.
hey, you
So
already
I
won,
haven't
brother.
lost my ground. I'm still in second place. So yeah, but
You
it's
feel me?
happening. You know?
You good to
But
go. You good to go.
yeah. But again, thank you. I'm gonna leave with live your life healthy, free from negativity, and as always, Black people, we gotta stay dope. All right, peace.
Facts.